Welcome to the Hot Young Designers Club podcast.
I'm Rebecca Plum, your big sister.
And I'm Shaun Surha, your GBF.
We're not that hot or that young.
But we believe it's a state of mind that helps us build adaptable and profitable businesses.
We rely on the support of our design besties to get through each day.
So let's explore the emotional, practical, and humorous sides of being interior designers.
Welcome to the club. Hey, Shaun.
What's up, Rebecca?
It's like 60 degrees here right now. I don't know why I always want to open with the weather report, but it's not.
I feel like you're trying to make people jealous, or
No, but it's not right. Like, it is never cold in Sacramento summer. Like, we have no coast nearby.
What's the weather equivalent of cognitive dissonance? Like, the two weathers not matching and needing to agree on an identity, you know? Like,
Okay.
like that's kind of what's happening then, is like, you know that Sacramento's real identity is a hot bitch in the summer, but like she's like pretending to give you like a cool marine layer warning time or something. Like,
She's like cosplaying as a coastal city. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Felt cute. Might get hot later. Like,
Well, yeah, I don't know. I'm having a hard time getting in the summer spirit, I think, because I'm used to okay, it's sweltering, and then we go in the pool at the end of the day, and then that's it's kind of a vibe, you know? Like, it's miserable, but
it's a vibe.
It's a season.
I will say, nothing hit, like, some people are like obsessed with like the crispy Diet Coke refreshing of it all, but there is something amazing about being somewhere very hot and dry, even if it's a little humid, but like less humidity is the better. But like hopping in a pool, even if it's like 89 degrees when it's 100 something out, elite. Like, that's why people love that Palm Springs. Like, oh, the water's so nice. Like, yeah, because it's 107 in the summer. Like,
Yeah, and
so
it's
hot.
been like a family routine. Like, we go in the pool at like either pre or post, probably before dinner, and then like your body finally like cools down for this sleep. It's like a sleep regulator in a way. I don't know.
Yeah. You're trying to pull that heat out of your body so
And it
you
works.
can sleep. Like,
But
yeah.
anyway, feels like June gloom around here, which I don't know. Okay. Anyway, what's going on?
I feel like we just recorded, which we did, I think.
I think it's been a week though.
Yeah. It goes by, I have to say, for you and for the hotties, it goes by so fast when you have, like, having it weekly, it goes by so fast. Because we were doing every other week, and then it meant like we could fill early, record, then do them. And I'm like, oh my God, like, I don't know, not in a bad
Again with
way.
this?
No, more like drawing attention to the intentionality of every week of like,
Right.
I'm trying to take that approach
like
to
a
it.
check-in, yeah.
Of like, no, this is the slow it down so the week doesn't feel like it's going so fast. Like, trying to find a method to enjoy that more.
Instead of it becoming like a big recap, it's like a granular, this little thing happened, without making it too boring.
Yeah.
Sorry,
guys. Yeah.
I have something random that just happened before I got on here. So I had a dermatologist appointment like a week or two ago, and she took like some biopsies, which is I felt like just like a pincushion leaving out of there. I'm like, fuck, she really took some chunks out of me, but I wasn't really worried about it. But I'd rather her be cautious. So they call, and they're like, we'll call with the results. So they just called me this morning and like, is this Rebecca? I'm like, yeah. And I knew who it was. And she's like, hi, this is whatever. I'm like, hi, yeah. I'm calling with your biopsy results. Like, this is like the tone. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh my God. And your heart rate started fluttering?
Well, I was just like, what? So yeah, so we have some results from your biopsy that you had on this date. Like, okay. And everything is benign. I'm like, girl, like, who are you, Ryan Seacrest? Like, can we?
And we'll tell you right after the break. Like,
Yeah, or like, Rebecca, I have to tell you, you're the winner. Like, we don't need that. Like,
you
energy.
have been moved to next week's challenge. Woo!
Jesus.
Like, reality TV of it all.
We're sorry to warn you, but you do not have cancer.
You're
Like,
completely healthy. Like,
come on. I'm like, someone needs to train this girl. Like at the school, when Cecily's school would call and be like, this is the nurse's office or the front desk or whatever, they'd be like, she's fine, she's fine, she's fine. Like that's the first thing they would say is like, everything's okay, she's fine. But
yes.
so like, that's the energy we need to come at with these calls, doctors.
Like,
and
hey, we got your results.
Assistants.
This is good news. And everything is benign. Like,
put it in your voice a little. Like,
I feel
you
like
want
that's
the tone to match the results, right?
the bedside manner. I feel like I don't know if that's what
I mean,
medical professionals would call it, but I feel like learning that bedside manner of like, hey, like there's a social awareness thing here. We need to build that. And she's probably like, I don't know, is she like a medical assistant or a nurse? She's young and doesn't realize like, even though what you're going to say is good news, the way you say it really matters.
And with our clients too, like, okay, I've got some unfortunate news. It's like, are we telling them that there's a little damage and we're reordering a chair? Or are we telling them like, oh my God, this couch doesn't fit?
Like, I'm going to have to call Sofa Doctor and rip apart your house or something, or tear out a patio door. Like
there's just a different approach. Like, not even this. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, that was just like, geez, lady, come on. Some things we just need a little, I don't know, nuance with.
Do you think it was like a Gen Z?
It is emotional intelligence. Probably.
Because I feel like that's the
flat.
Flat delivery. No real, like, this isn't bad, so why would you think it's bad? And you're like, yeah, girl, like it's normally bad when like people are worried. Like,
or was she just trying to be professional and her professional voice was like dead fucking serious?
But also like you didn't remember having parts of your body cut out. Like, okay, so we did the test. Yeah, we know you did the test. Like,
hey, I'm calling with your biopsy results. Like, okay, thank you. Like, let's like put it in an email. Jesus.
I really do. I would really prefer the everything is good if it takes a while to hear from us. Like, I would prefer that type of, like, my doctor's like that. He's like, hey, it does sometimes gets busy. If there's nothing in them, it kind of moves later in our list of people to call. And so if you hear from us quickly and early, it's like, but then that also kind of ramps you up because you're like, oh God, am I getting this call early or am I getting it late? Like, I don't know where I'm at. Like, I don't know where I'm at on your call log.
Well, like most test results, when I go through my normal doctor, it's all in a portal.
Chart. Yeah. Goes in my chart
like an
or
email
whatever.
portal. Yeah. So I can like run that through ChatGPT and see it. Or there's like a red if something like is out of alignment. I don't know. Anyway, so that was so
congrats.
Annoying. Yeah, great.
After, with like I have a living like mole map favorite gallery in my, hidden gallery in my phone to keep track of all of my.
Oh, you do?
Like yeah,
mine don't.
Yours aren't.
Like my client the other day, I forgot to put a Band-Aid on. It's on top of my hand, and she's like, "What happened?" I'm like, "I know. It looks like a cigarette. Somebody put a cigarette out on my hand. Like it literally does." I'm like, "I'm so sorry. This is so gross. Like I didn't have a Band-Aid on my way here." Anyway, okay.
It's very common, but moral of the story: go see your dermatologist. Have stuff checked. Like, yes, I do stuff every year, and then I have random ones that I'm like, I don't know, and now I like just send the pictures in the MyChart app to the doc. Then she's like, send me the picture from last year, and then she's like, it's fine. Like,
and I have the like melanated person who doesn't worry about that stuff kind of mentality. And a couple, like 2 years ago, I did start doing the full body check. and she found one on the bottom of my foot that was like sus and like on its way to being something weird.
Like precancerous
Yeah, and it's like the bottom of my foot. That's so weird. Like you never would even look at it, or I don't. So,
Well, funny that you wouldn't think that, because mine is like the first place they look is between toes, under feet, under arms. Because what's funny is what she said. Cancer is about hiding long enough that you survive and it gets to take advantage of your system. So cancer cells sometimes show up in very less visible places, like on your scalp or places, because they're kind of hidden and they survive longer there because people aren't looking like behind their ear or like turn on the lights and they scatter. Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
so yeah, get your full body scan. I actually found a place that I found a place that does there. It's more of a
Like a med spa or
yeah, like med spa laser skin center place, but they do have somebody who does dermatology that goes through my insurance. So it's kind of a nice like one-stop shop if you need little touch-ups.
That's where the place I've gone to have my Botox is, it's a laser skincare place that does like all sorts of stuff, but they also do like Botox. And then what it never fails every time I'm in there, it feels like the cast of Cocoon, because they do a lot of removals and Mohs procedures and mole checks and stuff like that are covered by health insurance. And a lot of like, they also happen to be in the same building as a primary care physician who refers down to them. Like, it's just easy. And I'm always like I always feel out of place because they see me in there and there's, like a bunch of people, octogenarians and otherwise, everybody's in there. And they're just like, I don't know, what the hell are you in here for? Like, you don't look like you have anything wrong with you. Like,
Oh, yeah.
and usually I'm like, oh, I have some rosacea veins on my nose I want to have blasted with a laser beam.
I wonder
like,
how that, yeah, because mine is more like of what you would expect of like a fancy suburb.
It's weird to go in and see like med spa aesthetic. And then they very clearly have like, oh, this is our line where everyone's covered by their medical insurance. And this is our aesthetics side of the lobby. Like it feels it's very weird, but does it stop me? No, because I still go.
Yeah, who cares? Get it done. Okay, what else? What's going on with you?
Did I show you the little like mood board? I don't know. This is going to be boring content for
People driving?
for people driving, I guess. But I made this little I made a deck, and I don't know if you do this for shoots. I feel like I'll just share it, and then everyone who's watching, if you're not watching, you can come back later. But I'll kind of walk everybody through it if they're. So I made this deck for that photo shoot that is pretty much gonna happen. So I don't want to show too much of the actual rooms yet, but I made this deck to talk about the creative direction I was trying to take from it, so that way I could share it with the stylist. And for the hotties listening, like if you're like catching up to it, it's like this has been a roots year of growth and me looking at Renstead and really getting tighter on like the aesthetic direction I want to take, but also like the philosophical stuff that Rebecca and I have been talking about of like aligning where we are personally and our values with what we are as a company. And I feel like we've both been really digging deep the last couple years now, like getting very serious about where we want to be and being intentional about how we're going to get to those things.
Yeah.
So this is like me
Creative
trying
direction.
yeah, like this was me trying to get like some styling images that feel like more of that layered look, a little bit of weird in them. And it's helped me kind of pull together like a more relaxed look for things that are a little bit closer to World of Interiors than anywhere else, I think. Like than like a standard.
They look very lived in, like on the verge of messy or cluttered, I guess, but not actually.
And I think the thread that I've
like
been...
people live there. Yeah.
Yes, that's the thread I'm pulling on that is, no, people actually are living here. And instead of it being like just styled books everywhere, it is very much like, oh, these people like to read. Like they have books. They have their own life that they are fascinated with and their interests, and like not erasing that. And I know that's like a fine balancing act of styling is how much of that do you want to put? And I feel like a lot of designers, a lot of what we see is just like the sterilized version of that. And like maybe for the sake of like it's expensive to style a shelfie for people who don't like books, like what do you put on them? You have to put a bunch of stuff. Like
Yeah.
so I feel like there is a level where like this is that last pictures. I'm not gonna show too many here. Maybe on Patreon I'll show more, but these are like this is that one I think is gonna be like the headliner photo when you zoom out from this image of that project is these sort of lilac or lavender walls with the peach ceiling. And then there's that turtle enclosure that they painted purple on the right side. But there's a dining room set up in here now with a banquette. And it's kind of like, it's like a big lounge, basically. And it used to be more of a living room, but they're like, we just like to sit on this banquette and at the table and just relax. And I feel like this imagery was helpful when I was talking to the stylist, that she's like, okay, I see like it's more story forward. We're going to leave, like, we don't want everything to be too buttoned up, like gather things from the client, make it look a little less than perfect. And I feel like a lot of shoots that I've done up to this point is about making them look perfect and like perfectly
also like hard
placed.
spaces like kitchens or bathrooms
Are
need
so
to be a little
challenging.
bit more. Well, they need to be. People want those to have a pretty clean and organized aesthetic. Like the bathroom shot you just had in that deck had a little bit more stuff on the counter, but I think there's like a balance with that, like where people are like, for bathrooms and kitchens specifically, they don't want a lot of stuff on their counters.
Yeah, so they take everything off. Like
you wouldn't put like every appliance in a photo, like, but you might have it look like somebody just completed a task, or the hand towel's not perfectly folded or perfectly straightened on the oven. It's just like tossed and somebody just left a moment ago when they were doing something.
agreed. Maybe it's more this is like something we're pulling on is and I'm sure you'll remember when like Kinfolk and Kinfolk Home and Kinfolk Table and like Kinfolk Magazine was the thing, and a lot of the homes that they showed had that vibe. I'm not feeling like I'm going 100% that direction. I think I'm trying to land, and I was
Because that was
asking
a
you,
lot
like,
of lifestyle. Yeah.
yeah. And so I feel like I'm trying to just get that project somewhat closer to that because I'm making such a departure from
Yeah.
what it looked like before. So
Right. And what I'm saying is that I think you can go space by space thinking of what would be appealing to your ideal audience. So like a den, like, okay, that is cozy. That is where we're reading books. There's blankets out. Like,
yeah.
this is where we really truly live. Or like a bedroom, like our bedside table isn't just like one little bud vase with a sprig. Like,
Yeah, it's like a tray with your watch and your jewelry in it,
like
and
you live in there.
and a book,
But like
and you
maybe,
keep a stack of magazines there because you're always in there reading in bed or
but
something.
maybe a
Like,
guest powder bath, you want to feel like I could have this be set this way and anybody could come in at any time.
yeah,
It doesn't have to be sterile, but like you're not gonna
it's not
have
gonna.
a bunch of shit in there probably.
It's not like those the bathrooms where you can tell it is a lounging space for people. Do you know which ones I'm talking about? Where it's like
yeah.
there's big chairs and a settee, and it's probably it's like an English mansion or some crazy shit. Usually, like it's something like that where you're
There's
like
a fainting couch next to
Yeah,
the soaking tub. Yeah.
and there's a true vanity, like a makeup
I would love
vanity
that.
for some where you can actually be for a while and like do your hair and sit, and like you're not in anyone else's flow. You're not in a bedroom. You're in your own room. I would 100% be like, yeah, there should be like a little bookshelf or something in that bathroom then.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna
And
put
that's
like
I
a
guess
bunch of
that's
magazines
again,
by the toilet. Like
it's a private space, so it makes sense to like have it look lived in. But a kitchen, I think, is a mix where you don't want tons of shit piled on the open shelves. Like I think people would not want that.
They're gonna
necessarily.
like freak out. Yeah.
Unless you're going Nancy Meyers aesthetic or something. But
I think it's
Yeah.
more like, oh,
Yeah.
actually, ooh, wait, look at this one. Okay, I'm just gonna scroll through Pinterest images, even though we're not like, we don't love Pinterest in general sometimes, but this one, this bathroom's cute with like that ginger jar in the background and little necklaces and things hanging on it, and like a tray with all their perfumes. Like, oh, okay, these are put
Yeah.
away, but the counter is open.
Yeah.
And then there's like,
and there's like layered towels.
where's this one? Oh, this one's cute too. This one's like similar ideas, like postcards, or like, oh look, there's like sunglasses hanging on those necklaces. That's cute. Like, grab
Like
them
I
before you
would
leave the room
do
kind of
only
vibe.
one of those lamps.
Yeah, it's weird too because it reflects it into the mirror, so you get like a quadruple effect with that one.
Like
But like
I
the
like
multiple
one in
bars
the
of soap in the abalone
Yeah,
shell,
that's
like that's
cute.
cute.
But I think a lot of people would think like I don't want that
Oh my
much
God,
shit out.
You want this one? This is what we want. Is that
Yeah.
old English chateau?
Who was it
That's
that
glorious. Wait, not the fur. The fur looks good in a picture. I'm
That's a
not.
studio. That's a bed.
That feels weird. That feels weird.
That's
yeah.
a New York studio apartment where they have the tub in the kitchen.
Honestly, couldn't it
Which
be
if it was
chic?
a studio, yeah, for
It
sure.
could be chic. I like that bookcase though. Like it looks handmade. Like, but there's
It-
like that fun detail of having the extra bracket to support the shelves actually creates this little like deep motif at the bottom, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, it's
Like,
cool, yeah. And it's
I
like
wonder if you
gloss
could like,
paint.
yeah. Anyway, I'm down the rabbit hole of all of that now, of just getting that ready and focusing on like style first and all of that.
So that's really cute. So
Thanks.
did you set times yet?
Photographer, I think she just replied last night and I haven't looked at it this morning. So we're looking at who knows when yet, but it's looking like it's going to be late August or September, which is fine because the client totally is on board like with whenever. The stylist was more available than the photographer, which is like, tale as old as time probably. That and I think I'm gonna have her. I talked with Lauren at Studio Laylock, friend of the podcast, real friend in real life. Also, you guys, like, gonna get to go to Seattle soon and see her. And I think after talking with her, and she has just such an immaculate eye for styling and has been doing a shit ton of photo shoots. So I got
she's
some
very
ideas.
multi-hyphenated.
Yes, I like got some spectacular ideas from her on just like a clear view from the living room of that project into the kitchen, and where she was like, I know, she's like, stay with me, beaded curtain. And I was like, get out of my head. Like, yes, like that's more the vibe, is like a little bit bohemian.
Gypsy vibes.
Yeah, a little bit of that. And I think that's going to work as a way to sort of like visually calm that separation, because the kitchen is the room that
You didn't do
transitions
the
from.
kitchen.
Didn't do the kitchen, and it's still white and very shadowy. And the room before it is that dark plum color. So there's a very big transition visually from the purple plum to this like grayish white that's on the other side in the kitchen.
Can you
and I think
shadow the
that'll
kitchen
help.
even more? Like block out some light or something?
I was thinking of like putting some cloth or something like over some of those windows to like maybe do you remember Wreath design? Wreath had that. She had those like fabric cloths that were draped across the windows in a couple projects, and they were just like hooked. I'm not saying do that, but I'm like, what can I do?
Do you
And
see
it
the
could be as
windows?
easy as that. Like, yeah, you see, there's one when you look through, there's like a corner that you're like, the back door is on one side of that, and you look right at that and the window in front of it. So
Yeah, they were just like
we
flat
could probably
panels.
do something.
I was just gonna say, I was looking for a project when you were talking about the bathroom. Wreath design. It was Wreath's this Pasadena bathroom that they did. It's one of their last posts.
Yes.
Oh my God. It's like a caramel is a dream. The whole bathroom.
Did that come out recently? No, that one's been out for a while, right? Yeah. That's the
They posted
Tudor
it in
house.
February, but they haven't posted much in the last couple.
I'm wondering if it was going to have if it's had more media coverage. But what's so funny is that image in that project, if you guys go to Wreath Design, there's
That
a
little
foyer table with
built-in?
that like Ushak rug or something draped over it, and it's so gorgeous. Like this one. This little like
Yeah.
rug entry table styled with a rug on it. Like so cool.
And like that could literally be anything underneath it, right? Like
It could be
it could be
cinder
a box.
blocks.
It
Or it
could
could
be
be that
like
the
a TV
table
box.
or it was like maybe it's like a table that was significant to the client and it just really didn't mesh the style, but they've brought it to every home or they inherited it and she's
No,
like,
it
I
could be
like it,
like
but like let's
an
cover it. Like,
IKEA calyx, like a
oh,
square,
there's a Billy
you know.
bookcase underneath, baby. Like
Exactly. Like literally. Because it's on the sides too. I
yeah,
mean, it's a $10,000 antique rug, but yeah.
that's where I'm like, okay, like that starting to think a little bit more editorially when you look at some of that stuff. Definitely, like someone would walk into my house and be like, "What's happening here? Like, what's on? Is there a dead body in that rug? Like, what happened?" But
Like, don't
in
worry
real,
about it. It's none
in
of
a
your
f-
business.
yeah, like what's in under my table's rug is none of your business. Anyway, I think that's the direction for some of that stuff is like you just do something that feels more quirky than instead of it being like, let's just ignore it and take stuff out, it's well, let's embrace it and do something interesting with it instead of trying to ignore it. And I think what I'm like looking at a lot of stuff with a new lens as I'm like actively kind of trying to put together some shot like ideas and stuff for this project now is I'm like, well, what I don't want to shoot around everything like that's what can we do to make things more interesting? Or there's like a corner of that project where it's a weird angle. There was like a hallway by the piano. Maybe on Patreon we'll look at it more, but it's now I'm thinking like, okay, instead of shooting around it because I don't know what to do with that awkward space. And talking with Lauren, she and I were like, then let's just make this all the music stuff is kind of in here. Like let's overfill it instead of spreading all the music stuff that they have because one of the clients is a musician. Is like let's just group that stuff. Like, can we get the records near there too? Can we put for the shoot? The piano is close. Can we bring over the guitar stand? Can we bring over the
And it
saxophone? Like
doesn't always need to make sense for the people living there. Like, no, you're not throwing up a floor plan and like for this example, you're not doing that. Like that could be the middle of a walkway, but as long as it makes sense and tells a story in the shot, it doesn't matter that it's not functional. In that kind of case, I would say like show some function too in your work when you can, but that's not the place to do it.
Yeah, this feels like the place to sell the story of musicians live here. They're interested in music. They're cool. Like their friends just come over and hang out. Like there's like a quality of life story it's that. So anyway, I've been building off of that and like keeping my ideal client like their profile with me as I'm making these decisions like has been so helpful because I'm like, no, this doesn't feel like that doesn't feel like my ideal client. That doesn't feel like them. And then I'm trying to like keep that with me. So it is like they say, come up with your branding, come up with those things, stay with them. They're your compass. It is like reinforcing how valuable that exercise was when we were with Renee Bush in January at our retreat of like, hey, you did that to grow the roots and set the stage for this. Just because you're not doing a shoot all the time doesn't mean you stop referring to that thing. Like you have to keep bringing those back so there's a through line. And I'm just saying it out loud because like it sounds no duh, but like, is it no duh for everybody? Like maybe not.
I also have been having I had a couple of conversations with designers at an event yesterday that I'll talk a little bit about in a minute. But there was a photographer and designer that had a shoot they were shooting together next week. And it's just come up a couple times in my DMs lately, it seems too, of someone one of our hotties like posted this really cool house as she's finishing. And I know she's still trying to build her portfolio. And I'm like, that is so cool. It looks amazing. It's like tons of color. And she's like, yeah, a consultant just told her, like, you have to shoot that. And I don't really know why she wasn't going to. But also in this conversation I had yesterday, the more we talk about this stuff, like, you guys, like, very, maybe not rarely, but not most of the time, I think designers have to make it work to make a photo shoot happen the way they want it to. There's so many times, like the designer yesterday was like, I'm shooting this 7,000 square foot house. The client spent money with a capital M. And then when it came to finishing touches, the client said, can we just go to Target and Home Goods for accessories? And she's like,
No.
no, we can't. Like, I'm not doing that, and I'm not shooting it. But she's got to shoot this house. Like, she spent 2 years
She
on
just
it.
put so much time, and
And
want people who spend capital M money, so you got to photograph capital M money.
And the finishes are all beautiful. So people that's the whole thing. People don't get what the styling really brings to the table. But like as designers, and if you need to get that shot, like this is what we said to you, like you better back that van up to the warehouse because like you're just bringing it all in and it's worth it and you're going to die. And like for a 7,000 square foot house, she's going to really need a rest after. But
I already, after talking with Lauren, was like, I think I'm going to have the stylist go in the day before.
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
And so there's going to be someone, there, like the house will be occupied, but I feel like there's enough that can be moved around and brought in and set around, like the basics can be where they need to be for one night and it won't stop them other than like, what am I going to do? That is that's a Patreon conversation for sure, because I want to show you where the TV is at and we'll talk about the ideas in real time. I feel like it'd actually be really fun. I feel like this would be really fun to actually look at once the shoot is done and the pictures are out too. And then to remember these conversations of like, come back to, well, how did the ideas really play out? But that the scrappiness that you're talking about of like, we just have to figure it out. And
when you haven't done it before and you're scared of building your portfolio right, I guess, or I don't know if that's the right.
No, there's definitely like a fear of doing it wrong right now. Like, oh God, like.
Well, or it's defeatist. Like, I know I've felt this where like, I don't have a project where the clients let me do everything like I'm seeing in all these other designers' portfolio. Like, I didn't get to do art. I didn't get to do accessories to the level that I wanted. I didn't get to do furniture, like whatever it is, draperies for sure. And like, so I can't shoot this project, but like the kitchen is amazing. The cabinets are like this perfect glue I picked. And there's all these other construction details that they did go for. I just think people need to be reminded that like, you gotta just bring it in then. Like tell the client like, okay, like don't do furniture, but just so you know, like I'm bringing in the furniture for my shoot and no, you can't have it because I took it out of my house, but thanks.
And or like in my case now, it's like, that's a stylist bringing it. And she brings different stuff if you want to buy things. And also you're going to need to give her a proper budget and a proper, like if you want to buy the things. And we have to decide
this in advance or it's all coming back out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have another good friend who just had to do this for a big shoot. And she literally like packed most of her house up because they didn't do bar stools in the kitchen. They didn't do so many things. And then they're like, oh, wow, that looks really good. Can we have it? It's like, no. Well, we can order some of it.
Yeah, we could set up an order for you guys. Like,
but you can't have my family heirloom rug. You can't have this art that I collected. Like, no, I guess we can start a new project and I'll style your damn house, but could have just done it. It could already be done. And you could have saved both of us so much effort.
It's the people who don't. There's a level where you're at where it happens, like where clients are like, well, I just don't think that's valuable. There's like a value translation of like, I don't think, and we're spending so much money. And then at some point it comes back to it still is those contractors who are like, well, do you want a beautiful house or are we just fucking around? Like that's like one of my favorite contractor lines of like when I've had clients, it's one of my favorite contractors. And he's they're just like, well, what if we just do that? Could we just patch this over here? And he's like, are we trying to make a nice house that you're proud of for like 30 more years? Or are we just fucking around and you're going to have me out here in a few more years and do this again? Like, come on. Like, and he's just so good at that doming of it all that it's so, and clients are like, and usually one of the clients looks to the other. It's like a husband and wife, and the one who's being cheap gets looked at really hard by the one who's been saying, I want to try to fix this stuff right one time. And then they're just like, okay, well, and they just give over. And it's a little bit like that with clients too. Like, wait, so you're going to remodel this whole house and then sit around on IKEA? Like, everyone is going to look at your house and come in and go, are you guys like broke now? Like, what happened?
No, but
like,
they bought this particular client. They bought furniture too, so it's like
there's better quality stuff in the house.
This designer likes nice shit, so there's definitely not cheap stuff that she's already put in. It's so weird, and it's definitely like just a little bit. I know it was the client didn't come from money and now is having a hard time with it. Like, there's some of that in there, but. Yeah, in the Patreon hangout, we were talking about this and how to communicate it. I'm not going to go too into it, so you can join the Patreon Hottie Hangout, and it was June's episode, I think. But we were talking about like, how do we sell this idea and explain like, no, we need $10,000 for this one bookshelf if you want it to look like this way.
Yeah. The pricing of like minimal, medium, maximalist kind of.
Yeah. So I'm like, well, in real time, I'm like, oh, I'm going to try something. So I took a photo of a finished project of mine that was a lot of really tall bookshelves and put it into ChatGPT and asked it like, hey, can you break down the costs like on top of this photo? And it did it. I didn't like play with it very much, so I could have made it probably pretty good, but it said like, this row with this, and this, budget $500. This, like, and then it put pillows, $300, like throw. It really looked at all the items of the accessories in the room and created this little document that it could have been a social post probably, but also just to sell to clients. Like, hey, here's just a little presentation visual of here's what it looked like without, here's what it looked like with, and this is, yeah, maybe you do a range of like sparse, full, maximalist.
I wonder even if you could
remove stuff,
or if you had like a shelf that you could show like, hey, here's like full. Like we had like a small, like a credenza that's like fully covered, styled like maximalist,
like those photos
and you're just
you
like,
were just showing.
Yeah, like you go, hey, so like this, this is not a whole bookcase, obviously, but like this is a fully finished whatever that we've done, and this was maybe there's like a bookcase in a bedroom that you could get more full than like a living room one or something, and you just show them like, I'm just contrasting for you, so I know where you guys want to be, but I also want you to feel like kind of like I'm showing you this not because I'm trying to get you to spend money, but I want you to understand that when you're done. And I'm take all my stuff with me, you guys are staring at blank shelves. You're staring at empty walls. You're staring at blank floors. It's going to echo. Your house isn't going to feel full. So like, where's your personality coming in?
And you're going to call me or just like, I've had so many calls for consultations of people that are in this place where, oh, I did the remodel. They probably did it themselves, but they are feeling like it doesn't feel finished. Like, no shit.
Because it's not. Because it's not. Yeah. And they don't have the personality forward everything. They either didn't have it or now they don't want that stuff because.
Or a lot of it is people hire designers because they're not great at making decisions. Like, I know tons of people like this, and I have it in some of my spaces where I'm I
it's
can't
not
even
like a
think
judgment
about that.
thing. It's
no.
Yeah.
But it's like to make accessory and styling decisions is thousands of decisions. Like you have to pick hundreds of things. And most people are not good at that. And how does it look together? And how do I get these pillows to look right across the room? And what art do I put? A gallery wall? Like, forget it. I got to find 12 things that work. Like
12 things I love. It'll never happen. Like you don't love 12. You don't love one thing or But I think part of
Some
that,
people can do it. I mean, some people
because
will do it, but
what we're talking about is that our ideal clientele already is like, oh my God, you have to come in my garage. I have so much of this collection. I don't even know what to do with it. And you're just like, give me all of it. We're going to build a whole thing around it. Like, if this is your special interest and part of your personality, like, let's fill her up.
or from the beginning, like one of my clients now, she like is making art herself, and we took it to go get it framed, and like I helped her do that. Or I've offered to go to the flea market with her because I know she loves doing that. Like, and I've done that with other clients before, and that is fine for me. Like, okay, let's create a plan. We're looking for these kinds of things. We need large scale, whatever. And it's actually kind of nicer for me to do that, especially vintage, because I like it, I buy it, instead of me like having to send photos or like hope they buy it. And now
Like an
I'm stuck with
approval or
something.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my main point is, designers, if you feel like about where a project actually ended with the client, like if they didn't go all the way, see if you can make it go all the way for photos.
Yeah.
Just do
I
it.
needed the push.
It's worth
And
it.
separately, we've talked about this. I don't know how much we said on the show, but like in the friend group, in our Marco Polo group, like having the push to be like, no, I think you're much closer. I think it could be. It takes the saying it out loud to your
Oh.
trusted advisors, and you guys are very much like, we joke, but it's like we've created a board of directors that we turn to for certain things. Like, who are we looking at? What are we? Oh, who knows about this? I'm gonna call them. Like, that having designers like that to go, just gut check me. Am I really close, or is this going to be a lot of work? And sometimes it's okay to be told it's a lot of work, but it's worth it. And that's
like
the
we said,
encouragement you need. Like,
it was really because they got custom window draperies done. Like if they hadn't done that, then I don't know. Like it might be
it just would have been paint.
harder to make it look, because you didn't do the furniture either. So it was just like not enough big ticket items probably for what you want to fill your portfolio out with.
Right. Exactly.
But if you want to do more kitchens and you don't have any kitchens and you got one pretty close, then just go style it really pretty and put it up there. It doesn't have, also, these don't have to be your forever website projects.
Yeah, like for me, I don't see these as like, I can look at this project with some really honest eyes.
But you don't know yet. You haven't seen it. You haven't seen the pictures.
I haven't seen it finished, but I can look at it and go, no matter where even if you're shooting for the moon and you land among the stars, like, okay, great. Like, that's still further than it would be if it never got off the ground.
Yeah, and maybe this is going to be mostly to help you sell styling and like a point of view versus this is an example of the furniture, or I don't know. You're not, I think, focusing on that as much.
Yeah, but and I hear you say that, and I still know that it will help get people over that hump of furnishings when they can see
it's a living
space
room
that's been done. Like, they're like, oh, yeah, we're going to do a living room, or we're thinking of a living room. Like, that makes so much sense.
For sure. It'll just be like, oh, he does that. Yeah.
So, yeah.
I have to schedule a photo. I'm doing like my thing again.
What thing?
I'm just dragging my feet. And we
I'm familiar with. I do this for myself. So, yeah.
I talked about this yesterday. Oh, so just really quick. My friend Whitney, she's a designer. She used to work for a firm here and left, I don't know how many years it's been, 2 or 3 years ago. She kind of like semi-retired, she said, but she's like this incredible stylist. Speaking of stylists, she has like such a strong eye and point of view. Like it's very like, I can't even explain, like more antique, traditional, but like a lot of like big florals and like arrangements. She does all of it herself.
Okay.
And she has such good taste. Like, I went to Paris with her. Like she would show me the spots. She's got her secret little birds all over the place, like.
And she's going to your pocket is going to cry, but you're going to be really happy. Like.
But she gets scrappy a little bit too. So anyway, we've been like, when are you going to open? Like, at least just like start doing styling. And she did it a little, but she's like, it's too much work. Should drag everything in and out of everywhere.
It's a lot of work. Yeah.
So she opened a shop. So she's been like talking about it for a little bit. And so it's opening this weekend. And it's so cute. Like it's reminded me, like the built-ins and stuff that she did reminded me a lot of Nikki Kehoe, like marble carved sink, like in a big, like glossy built-in, like faux kitchen situation. But she's making it's called Le Bip, and it's like Le Bips and Les Bobs.
Oh,
It's really cute. So it's a lot
it's
of
like that
littles.
TikTok audio. So cute. So cute. Like,
So she collected all these baskets, and so you can the idea is you can create gift baskets, but it's like imported. A whole section is imported cleaning supplies and brushes and special little scoops and
like Household by Nikki Kehoe has a similar vibe to that stuff too.
So like there's a section of that, and then there's a section of like beautiful design books, like not ones that you like, not Tom Ford is not in sight. Like they're beautiful, like array of colors and styles. She's got like tons of vases. They went to Round Top, and like she brought a truck of this like old kind of stuff like that back. She has pillows. I think I don't know if she's selling furniture. Actually, I didn't ask her. It's not a huge shop, but like a pile of teeny tiny little books, like vintage antique, like those little pocket Bibles, but they're not. Like they're like the size of a business card, like so cute. Like all these little lay bibs and le bobs.
Yeah.
And she's building there's a pillow wall, but she's going to make it a pillow bar where you can choose from fabrics, trims. She may do embroidery on them as well. So you could like build your own pillow.
It's Build-A-Bear, but pillows.
Yes. And like fabulous. And I'm like, oh my God, you can have parties here. Like you could get like a group of girls in here and we'd make pillows and get a chain stitcher. Like it'd be so cute.
Oh shoot. That would honestly,
she
like,
wants it
that'd
to be
be
like Kimosabi, like, you know, in Aspen, like the hats that they make.
Yes.
But like pillows with all these accessories. Yeah. So cute.
I love that.
I'm so happy for her. Yeah.
So Le Bip is open in Sacramento. Like by the time everybody hears this, it's open already.
It's tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Congrats, Whitney.
Congrats, Whitney. So happy for her. And it's like nice to see. I just feel like
you guys don't have
complain about people drop the ball on like the last mile here. Like just make it cute. The whole like everything in this place is cute. Like every tag, every little lamp, you know, like everything is cute. The scent, like she has a signature scent, a candle that you can buy. Like
she's thought about an experience, is what you're saying.
She says retail is in the detail, and 100%. Like all the favorite boutiques you go anywhere in like a bigger city, it's that. So
the places that people
print the bags, like
the way that people really remember something is like, that's the type of shop where when someone goes, oh, I'm having such a hard time finding this gift for my coworkers, whatever. These are the way you get people to think of you first is to go, oh my God, I already know the perfect spot. You're going to go to Le Bip and they're going to have whatever
you're help you. Like I asked them, like, can you put together client gifts for me? Like a cleaning basket for a client. She's like, oh my God, like, of course, like I'll do it today. Like, yes, that's my favorite thing
and then even better if you could just like Uber Messenger that shit right over to the client with a bow of like, I have a delivery for Mrs. Client, and then it's like, what is this? Like,
yeah, and I could drop off like fabrics or like special, like certain things that are more like my brand that she would incorporate, I'm sure. Like,
yeah,
she put a little flower arrangement in it. I don't know. I'm so happy for her.
I feel okay. Wait, hold on. Unreasonable hospitality. I'm adding another layer to this right now.
Okay.
You just said flowers. I feel like Studio Plum could have a certain flower
signature arrangement.
It's like seasonally you can get, maybe it's 2 or 3 kinds that you can get all year round, like given wherever your climate or something is. But how cool would that be if you could always just know, oh, I know what to do. I'm going to call this florist. I'm going to send over like a signature arrangement and it's going to have a couple of my things in it. Like I'm wondering if I don't know what actual flower it is in some of your marketing materials or vines. Like maybe it's a vining thing is always in every arrangement. But I do feel like there is hotels have that. Like every hotel when I was in the Philippines, like a lot of the major hotels, they made sure they were always arranging with native or Southeast Asian florals that really encompass the vibe and the feel. That's what Whitney is doing in her shop. And then I feel like there's a layer to that. Like we have the branded cards, but I think a flower arrangement should show up feeling like, of course, this is Studio Plum. Of course, like, duh, this feels very that. Like, and now I'm thinking like, ooh, what would be the cool, layered, lived in, like, what would that be for Renstead? What's the delightfully different? Like now I'm thinking of that. Like that, of course, if I send flowers to congratulate them on a baby or whatever, like it should feel like it came from me. It shouldn't feel like, I don't think it should feel like their house until we're styling in their house. Like if it's a
I
client
know
gift,
it
I
would
kind
be
of feel
nice to
like,
find a florist that in my old life, at my old agency, like when we got a new client, I wouldn't do this exact thing now, but we found this chocolate company that made these chocolates that were like on brand for the company. And they were really cute and super good. And they would let you buy um, cards. So like they were basically branded cards that said something with our logo on it. And I think they made them or we sent them to them. And so every time we placed an order, they would insert the card with a message and then they would ship it directly.
I
So
love.
it was nice to just have that kind of ease as well. Like I need to find a local florist that I can have that with. Like, okay, can I give you a stack of like my
Vibe.
cards, or we can even drop off a note card? I don't know, like
And they're always like, you
something, and then
can,
you can deliver it. Like, I don't want to deliver it either.
yeah.
Make sure they're home, and
Yeah, like call to schedule the delivery and then they just like bill you. They have your card on file. Like, hey, can you
yeah,
do
like
a whatever arrangement for this client? Like, here's my
I'll drop off
email.
a
Like,
card in a vintage vase. Like, yes, I want that.
could you not just like have a box of vases and things that you leave there?
Depends on how nice they are, but
I know. Like,
well,
but,
like
and maybe it
not
wouldn't
if
be
they're
you.
like
Maybe you're writing the note and
artisan.
then you're giving it to your assistant and you're like, go grab
Yeah,
something.
that's what
And
I'm thinking.
yeah. Grab that and take it over there to them. Like, or like, especially, here's the other layer. If it is your assistant who could go and pick it up from the florist and take it, then usually you guys have a way to come into the house, or you could just say like, hey, we're going to drop something off at the house. Like, especially if you're already in the phase where you have a key or a lockbox and like,
I just feel like when I do this, it's always after all the remedies have happened. Like, I don't want them to be like, thanks for the flowers. Where's my fucking broken chair?
yeah,
Like,
I was thinking more like these are like during the project moments or like congratulatory or celebratory, like, oh my God, you did just tell me you got a promotion. I'm sending you
I
congrats.
guess for
Like,
a little arrangement. Yeah, you had a baby. Congrats. Yes.
or like thinking of you. I know, like, seems like the never ending story right now is like a lot of our generation all have aging parents. Like, yep, that makes sense. And so parents have health issues. And like, it's just hearing those moments where you're like, I could still send, this would be nice to send flowers, like for sympathy or whatever it is. Like, it just feels like if you could come up with like a visual identity that you tell the florist, like, hey, I kind of always want it to feel or look like this energy of it came from me. And that feels like us. Like, can you, maybe even you rely on them to put that together? Like, hey,
Yeah,
can you?
that's what I'm saying is I don't want to like have to think of it all the time. I just want to order it, but also it to be perfect, like what I had in mind.
And like artistic, but like not forced or
But
like anything.
cool
Yeah.
and the right palette for the client's home. Like,
That's
but
the
I
part
don't want
I'm
to do
having
a
trouble
full
with.
deck like what you just did for your shoot. Like, I'm not doing that for every little
But the what
moment.
you're saying of like if I could name like, oh, here are some plants that are in the Studio Plum like vibe, aesthetic, and energy, and then you just creatively go off of it.
Somebody who I have a relationship with is going to know how to nail that after a couple conversations with me, and they follow me or like, they just will figure versus 1-800-Flowers or people, those corner shops that are just
I know.
going to put daylilies and stuff, like Easter lilies.
Like, oh, we only have this in stock. And you're like, well, if I'm going to order something from you and I have the option, I don't want to just take whatever you already had, like a make it work moment necessarily, but maybe something cool would come out of it. But I kind of would want you to like, hey, we want to wait to deliver this until we get.
They don't really make cool arrangements. That kind of place doesn't, no.
No, most of them. But I mean, they might if you. There's one down the street from me that does, but what they have out is very much like what people want. And it'd be like, they're a florist, so they could do cool stuff, but they're just doing what people will want. Because I think most people are really basic and they're just like happy with that.
But most old school florists that are just,
Oh yeah, they're just grabbing roses
they're
and
not
baby's
going to
breath
do
and
like that perfectly asymmetrical, messy. They'll be like, those are weeds. Why?
Yeah.
not
These are
gonna
so
get it.
cheap. Like, I don't know why you want those.
Smoke
like,
bush. Why would you want a smoke bush? Where am I going to get that?
Yeah, they're not gonna know.
It's something
But
artistic.
it could be.
But I want that to be.
but
that's what I want to give.
Because for me, that's what gives that collected energy of like, I'm like, oh yeah, like I would want it to look like some of these were cuttings from someone's like
Garden.
estate, like their garden. Like, oh, we just popped these in. I know they're a little weird, but they're in season and they were fresh and here we go. Like that's kind of the vibe, I think.
Anyway, yes. So that is exciting. And it had like 1 second to be like a feeling like, oh, I would love to have a little old charming shoppy.
Shoppy with the PPE at
But
the
then
end.
I remember like, that's not my calling.
That's not for me. I want to go shop in them and enjoy them. And maybe there's a season of my life where I'm feeling like there's a season of my
I would
life.
be good at it.
I would love to do it like maybe part-time if I'm in my retirement life, living in the south of France or something. And
I would love to do it for like 2 weeks where I come up with all these fun ideas, tell somebody else how to do it. Like, okay, but I don't want to keep doing this and come up with seasonal shifts. And
okay, so do you want like a 2-week summer internship with a shop owner? And I'm pretty sure Whitney would let you do that. Like, can I just come in and play shop with you for an afternoon? And like,
but
it's
I don't
a day
think
when
I want to
you're...
work at it either.
Yeah, that's why I'm hearing like Whitney you say to her, hey, like, I just want to come and play pretend shop with you one day when you're in here. And can I just
want to give you all the ideas of things that I want out of a shop is basically what I want to do, which is what I did yesterday when I saw her.
Yeah. You just dished everything and you're like, hi, I just came up with your next...
I'm thinking of that. I'm already doing that. So she's got it. Like, she doesn't need my help.
We just have a million ideas. And and the difference being she is of our ilk who understands that, and we are used to always being in touch with people who are not in the village and the tribe with us, and they don't understand why, and you're like begging restaurants to just turn down the fucking lights. Like, like we are usually fighting against the people who know what they need to do and trying to get them to realize that it's like, hey, I know you want more clients, and literally the thing that's stopping you is everything in here. The food is not the issue, it's the dingy walls,
it's the
or the
DIY, or like there's so many. Like Sacramento is just the like queen of the missed opportunities. Like, I'm not trying to like target a specific place because I actually don't know what they're doing, but I know there's like a new, I think, wine bar, bookshop kind of thing opening, and I caught a glimpse of what was going on. I'm like, oh, the owners are doing it. They're doing all the branding themselves. All the details, or I don't know. I just feel like
ChatGPT vibe. Like,
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's fine, but it's just going to be missing that layer of the detail and the like real true design and the authenticity, like especially in a historic area, which it is. It's not going to be authentic feeling, I bet.
I can already imagine. Yeah.
There's like Times New Roman on their menu, you know?
Okay. We went to they just went to the basics.
They're trying, but that's not, their strengths are probably elsewhere. And I'm not even talking about them specifically because I haven't looked that closely, but that happens a lot here where there's like a new restaurant that comes out that sounds like a really cool concept, and then
They didn't miss it.
they miss because they don't hire somebody who can take it to the next level that the bigger cities are doing.
Yeah. Even Long Beach has that problem. And I think a big issue is the restaurants who think, like, yes, they're expensive when you first start. Number one, totally acknowledge. We get that. We do
We
understand
know.
that. But the fact that there's options that are lower cost, and if you just like paid the right designer a great consulting fee even would make a difference. Like I almost want to offer it for free to the Mediterranean place down the street from me. Like there's nothing about it that feels Lebanese. It just doesn't feel it's got a big black awning on the front and the building is black. Like
The food, like I think we
the
went
food
there.
is Lebanese, and they have they're trying with some of these lanterns that they had, which feel like an afterthought. And there's like the patio has no greenery. And I'm like, where are the plants, people? Like, you want people to fantasize they're somewhere and enjoying this. They're on a parklet. Like, give them
Or like places spend money on like, oh, we're gonna do brass accents everywhere. So they buy like the cheapest brass flatware and candlesticks that are like brand new from somewhere, and they're like bright yellow. It's like, no, dude, like you should have just gone and started going to Goodwill. You've been better off going to Goodwill and buying a mix of random flatware for 5 cents, and like it's not brass, but it's real and it's
It'll
telling
feel
a
like it came
story.
from like a family table of like, oh, we don't care about that here. We've
Like
just
you can do it cheap. You just have to like know what you're doing and have like taste, I guess, is what
I
it is.
know. Like even as
People don't know
even
they don't have taste.
they
which
don't
is what
realize,
sucks.
or they're just like, oh, but we're gonna buy all the same white plates, and you're like, I see why you're doing that, and I understand that, but like, could at least the hummus, could that come out in something cute and pretty and colorful, or
And
like,
then there's like asshole people that we know of who put them in their fucking bags and ruin it for everybody. Not
and this
naming
is why
any
we can't
names.
have nice things anymore because people, oh man, I
Literally.
mean, but
And that
most
is
people
but
wouldn't
that is
do
what
that,
happened.
but
I think a lot of people that have like there's another bar that does do cool stuff, and they have
we like steal
like
it.
tiki glasses that
Oh,
are
that makes
carved,
sense.
but then they have them in like crazy like there's twists on them now, so there's like a dragon or like Halloween themes, and I think they do something where they take your picture, or they do something that'll like shame you if you take it, or they charge you. Maybe there's a deposit when you order.
Like if this isn't on the table when you leave, you will be charged. Like we're keeping your
Because
card
they're
on
probably
file.
like $100. Yeah.
I would 100% do that. As sadly, like I feel like you kind of have to, because
Like
separately,
Midtown drunk people. Like,
but and also like morals, I don't know. I'm not like morals police, but like this sounds a lot like how that reminds me of that woman in New York who took the New York Knicks trash can and she got fired from her job. Did you hear about this? She on film, I think she's like a Goldman Sachs employee, over this trash can. Like
what kind of like
I
a
think it was Goldman Sachs. It was like a New York Knicks trash can. And where was she?
like what kind of
worried?
trash can? Like for
It
your
was like
bathroom?
blue and orange, like New York City streets trash can, like
Ew.
would be outside the subway, but it was like a branded just for the games,
But
like
used
it
in
was
New York
Chase.
City.
It was Chase, not Goldman
Oh.
Sachs. Because I think Goldman Sachs still around? Anyway, I haven't been out of banking a while. She was a Chase employee, and she was like a managing director. Like for sure, this was a
Knew
job where
better.
she was like getting paid well. And then I love reading the discussions of people who are like, but she wasn't on the clock. And I'm like, are we not still making the connection that like
They have
she
morality
works,
clauses
yeah,
in
she
a lot
works
of those
at a
companies.
bank. You don't think they'd want to know when someone is fine loosening up their morals a little bit to steal from like the bank would love to know if someone is.
Yeah, you don't want theft partnered with a bank employee. Yeah.
And like, God forbid something ever did. Like I can think of the HR conversation. They're like, we could choose to ignore this, but if ever something ever comes up again related to these like loose ethics, we all have evidence that we should have been listening to who she was. So like, do we really want her here? And it's just like, girl, you put a lot at risk on film to take a trash can. Like, what are you gonna do? Put this in your living room? It's like a 100-gallon trash can. Like, what are you doing with
and
it?
you live in New York City, like you don't even have like a backyard or something.
I don't know. It just felt silly to like, oh, our
That
celebratory
sucks.
energy is let me grab this. Like also the filming of it. I would just assume now that you're being filmed everywhere you are, but especially in New
especially in a
York.
big city street.
Anyway, from trash to treasure.
Don't steal tiny little buttercups from a table at a small restaurant, and don't steal giant basketball trash cans.
Yeah, like I don't know. Mayor Mamdani's doing some nice things. Like that
But
was
it does come back to like, can't we have nice things? And that's why we can't.
That's why we can't. And that's why we want clients who get it and like we go into their house and they're like, no, we live like this. When you're not here, we still live like that. We take care of our things. We put a blanket over the ottoman when the kids come over because we know they're gonna freaking roll around all over it. Like whatever. Like they know how to have the nice things and like balance it. So speaking of styling, I forgot to tell you about this, but I saw this. This is the bookcase thing. I can't believe this jumped. I'm like taking us back in the conversation, but I saw a shoot. I don't know where or when I saw it, but it was they put like those bamboo like chic, like the matchstick shades, like those Indian chip blinds, the ones that roll. Stay with me. They put them. This was like there were like antique books and like older book collections and like records and stuff in this big built-in. They put the chic blinds at the top of them so they would roll down across the front as like a sun and dust cover for the bookcases. And I've been seeing more layers on bookcases because truly, if you have nice books, you do want them to be protected from like light and like the fading of them all is a thing, and the dust of it all is also a thing that eats away at like good books over time. So this idea, I've been seeing ones with curtains.
Do you think they're really doing that, or is it just like a layering?
It was like an English house, and that is like I've also seen like those old English libraries where they have the fabric like drapery across the front of them to keep them covered. It might be just in this case they did it because it's referencing more of that historic style. But it felt really chic.
I kept bugs away and stuff.
It felt really chic, and it felt like a cool way also to like maybe only show part of something, and you don't have to have everything else on display. And they're like relatively inexpensive. Not relevant to the shoot that I'm planning, but in general, I was like, that's a pretty inexpensive solution for something cool.
Yeah, for sure.
And maybe you don't want to stare at everything all the time, and so it's a cute way to like. I don't know. There's something to it. I just thought it was interesting and it stuck in my brain for a reason.
I'm just thinking like, not for a photo shoot. I get that. But for a client, why would they want them not to see their pretty things unless they weren't pretty?
I think that's part of it.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I don't need to have my whole Nat Geo collection out. So I'll roll the shade down on the top books or like.
But maybe it's also like more dining room stuff of like, oh, my serveware on the top or two shelves. We can put that, stack the not super aesthetic stuff.
Yeah. It's
and
like
make it look layered too.
Anytime you'd want to use a cabinet where you put the fabric, like the pinched fabric behind like a glass panel or something like that. Like if you're going to do that, here's another alternative.
Yeah.
Like anyway, not to
although a little bit like clunky to use.
Yeah. But it made sure we didn't end by talking about trash cans at least, right? So
true.
Anyway, that's what I've got going on lately. And I don't know. It's going to be, when are they hearing this? Around 4th of July?
It is 4th of July weekend, I think. Yeah. And at the moment that you're hearing this, I live with a retiree, which is like, whoa.
Also very American.
Is it?
Like that. I don't know.
In this day and age?
Probably not.
A 56-year-old retiree is, only a few.
Only the few could, imagine. But I hope
it's a pretty terrible job you have to deal with for 30 years first.
I feel like you're just barely getting to the part now. So like congrats to Terry, but also you're just getting to the part where it feels like the enjoyment part or the changing stuff starts to happen because you've been anticipating so much of it for a while that now it feels closer that you'll actually get to see how it starts playing out.
Yeah, I mean, I'll talk about it more later, probably when we're a little more time in. But yeah, he's been on vacation this week, and then he goes back for one day next week. So I've already I'm getting a taste this week, and it's already like, okay, we need to work out some routines
kinks.
of like being home in the morning at the same time. Like we've literally never done weekdays
Yeah. He's
together at
always
the same
gone
time.
earlier.
Always.
Oh my God, I didn't even think about that.
I'm used to the like, oh, I don't like to be really talked to or asked questions until I'm out the door. Like
after 10.
Well, or just like I'm in my car going to work, like, okay, I'm
Now we could
logged
talk.
in. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
but before
things.
that, let me get out of the house and leave me alone for as long as you possibly can.
Please. And take Cecily to school. Okay, thanks.
Thank you so much. Like, have a good day. Like, that'd be me.
That's going to be an adventure. But
because we're experiment.
Anyway, yes.
New phase of life, new things. It's fun.
Yes. And hope everyone's going to have a nice long weekend.
Yeah.
We're going to try.
We're going to do it. We are.
Yeah.
And until next time.
Stay hot, designers.
Thanks for listening to the Hot Young Designers Club podcast.
For more on what we talked about today, check out the show notes.
Your support helps us grow, so share with your design besties.
And subscribe and leave a review on Apple Podcasts.
Our conversations continue on Instagram.
And be sure to download our monthly resources on our website and our Patreon.